So, Chad, start with Jaheim White. I mean, explosive game Saturday. Looked a lot like some of the ones late last year. Did you see that coming? Why so for him?
I did see that coming. I told you guys last week it's been a great opportunity for this week for him to have a breakout performance. We talked last week about purpose and intent and practice, having a purpose for, practice every rep he take, and being intentional about, practicing with game-like behavior, literally simulating and exactly what he would see, what he would do in the game, and he was disciplined throughout the bye week and the practice week doing that, and I committed. I told him today, I said, I'm proud of you for you taking your practice habits from practice to the football field, because what he did in the game is exactly what he practiced the last 2 weeks.
You said after the game, the coaches, himself included, probably didn't put him in a good enough position in a few of those early games. What position you put him in?
I would say so. We tried to did a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him in space, get him one-on-one, let him use his speed. Try to very similar to how we would do a receiver if we wanted to get him a free run out the ball. If he was getting pressed, we schemed some different ways to find ways to get him free and get him in one-on-one situations, and he won a lot of them.
You just said about Jaheim and getting him into it again. Sounds very similar to last year. I mean, what's the difference between this year and last year as far as starting slowly?
Yeah, like you said, we did a better job finding ways of getting the ball early on and let her establish a rhythm. I thought one of the things that kind of got himself going, the second play of the football game, he picked up the blitz. And first of all, it's hard to pick a blitz anyway. He picked it up from the pistol. So he literally stepped down and got in front of Garrett and hit the guy in the mouth, and that was something he has not shown all year long. I think right there that set the tone. It's kind of like that, just breaking the ice a little bit, coming to a game, getting that first collision, first contact. He started fixing his helmet after the collision, but I thought that woke him up. We let him get a rhythm and got him one-on-one in space, and when he made the first guy miss, I think he kind of got himself going.
I'll ask you, when you've got a game plan and things are going according to plan and things are working, do you get in one of those deals where you just start crossing off things that you had planned because things are working? What goes through your mind when that's happening?
Yeah, continue to get the ball to the guys that's making those plays. While they're hot, keep them hot, and particularly during that drive before they got a chance to go to the iPads and get it fixed. But when you got it going like that, and we want to go in and establish the run game in that game. Now we had no idea it was going to be that successful, right? And so to answer your question, because of the success we were having, you got to continue to do that. And guys understand that, and then when we need to do anything else outside of it, we execute that as well. But when it's hot, you got to continue to hit on it.
Evaluate the fourth down slide that Garrett had, knowing he's trying to protect himself, but obviously he'd like him to get past the stick.
How do I evaluate? Not good enough. Not good at all. Not good enough. Not good at all. Not smart. And he knows that. He knows that. That's the time we want him to, stay on his feet. The times we want him to slide, he stays up. The times we want him to stay up, he slides. We got to get we got to get on the same page. But bad. That's not good. Not good. He knows that.
He's not sliding anymore. You okay with that?
Yeah.
I was going to say, what can really be done at this point in his career? He has the athleticism, he has the baseball background.
Yeah.
Some guys just never figure it out. RG3 is one that that's just something that he never really figured out.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. It's hopefully just this in-game experience and him knowing, the impact that it had in that particular situation. That was a critical play for us. He learns from it. That's what we got.
Is there a way to work around it if he now is? It almost seems like now he doesn't want to even do it anymore.
No, just tell him. You just got to continue. He's an older, mature experienced player. Just got to continue to harp on it, and like I said, he's got to evaluate himself and have great self-awareness from that and grow from it.
How much does the game plan change whenever Nico has to come in so early?
You know what? It's a great question. I'm glad you said that, because that's where Nico's grown big time. It didn't change at all. He had a phenomenal bye week. First of all, he's been phenomenal up to this point. He had a phenomenal bye week, got extra work, got extra reps during that bye week. And when he came in, we didn't change at all. As a matter of fact, to that question, because Brown said, we just going to keep calling it like we intended on calling. We're not going to change a thing. And he came in and executed. Didn't change at all. It's great. That was great for him, and that was great for everybody to see.
Do you feel that's the best the offensive line's played all year?
Absolutely. And I felt that way going in, that we had that kind of success. The communication was great throughout the bye week. I thought the chemistry with those guys and the tight ends as well. The tight ends did a phenomenal job in blocking as well. But that is from left tackle to right tackle, including the tight ends, the best we've been, the most consistent we've been across the board in terms of assignment, been on the same page, communication-wise all year.
Yeah, Wyatt mentioned that he liked the chemistry in going into this game. Have you kind of seen that growth throughout the season, kind of the chemistry builds to where it's now that effective?
We have, and we just kind of been chipping away with it, and I credit those guys too, not being frustrated. It was times where it's easy to get frustrated and get disappointed and, not being able to see the results that they intended to see. So credit those guys continue to being consistent, being persistent, staying with it. And that bye week came at a really good time for us. And I went through that on Friday night before the game, talking about just being, as long as we're on the same page, communication is great across the board, and the chemistry is there, we'll be hard to stop. And it was hard to stop.
How happy were you to see stiff arms from the running backs?
Oh, I expect it. We work it every day. So I expect it, but it was really good. I was pleased with the fact that, first of all, the line got us to those situations where we can't use a stiff arm, and that we won more of our one-on-one battles than we lost. And for those guys, this was the best they played in terms of making guys miss and breaking tackles, and that was great to see. So we got to continue to do that.
When you're teaching the drills like that, but is there a right time to do it, a wrong time to do it? Is it always good? Are you aiming at the head every time?
It's a timing. It's a timing deal, and it is a right time and a wrong time to do it. And so I got to be consistent doing the drills, and we do it every day. So over time, they continuously get really good at, the timing aspect of it, and knowing when to do it and when not to do it. And the timing was great Saturday. Just got to keep rolling.
Following up on your tight ends observation, do you look any at Iowa State and say, hey, we can do that because now we've got 2, 3, and even there was one where you brought in a lineman as a fourth tight end for that one play. So you kind of look and say, hey, there's a couple things we might incorporate? Yeah,
absolutely, man. I was like, for example, we know Traylon Davis can block. I mean, he's a lead at that. That's what he does. That's who he is. But Cole Taylor, did a phenomenal job straining and blocking and playing with great pad level, and that was great to see. That's the best he's played from a blocking standpoint. Obviously, we know how well he catches the football. And even Jackson Marco came in as a freshman and did really well. So we got 3 legitimate guys that can go do it now. And they all know the deal, particularly Cole. Once you show the ability to go do it, we expect you to do it all the time now. So, but that was great. That was really good to see. And those guys felt great about it. And so we just got to keep it rolling.
You're facing Saturday, I mean, they've kind of made a reputation out of being a little bit different and having answers. What are some of the challenges that you have to go into knowing that he's going to play a certain way and then adjust, and you got to kind of counter that?
We got to be simple. We got to be simple in our game plan. We got to finish the game plan early like today. And so tomorrow we can start getting as many reps and working it as possible so those guys get reps versus all the different looks. And, they're a team that'll do a great job making halftime adjustments. And if we're simple, and which we should be, and our guys get reps and enough reps to versus different looks, we'll be able to make those halftime adjustments as well and come out and be able to finish the game.
So this is one of those deals where you don't want to keep add things during the week.
Right.
Where you probably see things like, well, we could do this, we could do that.
Right.
That's how you have to play.
Yeah, he's been there. That coordinator's been there for a while, so his scheme is what his scheme is. So, and we're familiar with it. So we got to be simple in what we do, and we're asking our guys to do, and so those guys, so they can get reps versus different looks. So when we do make the adjustments, we're good with it.
Follow up with that a little bit. A lot of people play the 3 safety look now, defensively, including here. But do they do it differently than others?
Well, I think they pride themselves on being one of the originators of it. But we faced it. We faced it several years since we've been here outside of last year, so we're familiar with it. A lot of people copy what they've done, what they do. So, I mean, they do it better than most people that do it.
I guess in lay terms, it's mirages, right? They show a light box and then get heavy quick, or
right.
Vice versa. So I guess eyes have to be important for the guys IDing who's where?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
We got to do it. They play a 3 safety look where that middle of field guy is a guy that they want run fit. So we got to have to count for that run fit guy. That's primarily, the key for us is being able to count for him. And it's tough sometimes in terms of O-line identification and whatnot. That's why we got to be simple in what we do and not do a lot. So the guys not seeing various looks. They're seeing, a couple of looks, and, we have to make adjustments. It won't be hard to do it.
Anything else?
Your thoughts on Green? To this point, he had 4 picks, made too many mistakes the first 4 games.
First couple games, yeah.
Yeah, but that seems to be
Right.
cleaned up. It also seems like Coach Brown brought up that he's making solid decisions on when to run, when to throw.
Yeah, I think every game he's getting better and better every week, making decisions. Obviously, right now the biggest decision right now is taking care of his body. But I think every week, really since that opening game, he's had growth, making decisions. In the pass game and even in the run game. I know early on he had some misreads and knowing when to hand the ball off or keep the football when it came to running the football. But I think he's kind of coming to his own right now. He's seeing the field a whole lot better. He's calming down. His nerves are calming down. He's trusting the guys are in front of him to protect him. And the O-line's been a phenomenal job of that. And he's trusting the receivers to make plays for him. They're doing a great job of that. So I think as the week goes on, he's getting better and better seeing it. And he continuously puts in work to help himself see a lot better, too, so the game slows down for him on Saturday. Thank you all.